I have to ask the question, is Aaron Boone part of the Yankees' future plans? 24 hours ago, I would have said absolutely no shot. But after you hear Boone himself say he had a meeting with Hal, he had a meeting with Cashman about the future of the franchise, that makes me pause. By the way, this is Evan and Tiki. Evan is out. He is day-to-day. This is Tommy Lugauer. Loogie. Tiki is here. Tiki, I'll ask you, is Aaron Boone part of the Yankees' future plans?
I got to tell you, when I watch what's happened the last couple of weeks with the Yankees and with Aaron Boone, whether it be the consistent losing, even when they win, they don't look great, the antics, the mocking the last Diaz, the repeated same answers over, and it's like a broken record.
Yep.
I mean, you could literally pull one answer from one day on, say, a Thursday, throw it in the post-game press conference on a Sunday, and it sounds exactly the same, and it's applying to the same stuff.
It's Groundhog's Day.
It's Groundhog's Day. You hear the story about him having a team meeting.
Yep.
They go out, and they're anemic.
Yep.
Right? You hear the story about him meeting with Hal and Cash, and in my mind, to answer your question now directly, I say this, yes, it's a meeting about the future of the Yankees, but could it also be about the future of him? And so my gut is Aaron Boone is on the hot seat and he's trying to save his job. Like they're pushing him out the door. But then I also know Aaron Boone's been here since 2018. 2019, maybe he should have won Manager of the Year. Every other year he's in the postseason. Every year he's in the postseason. This is the first time that he's having real negativity and real failure.
Oh, in the regular season, for sure.
Regular season.
I mean, he's had his postseason failures, but this is his worst regular season.
Yeah, but is it fair for us? And it's, by the way, this is not his fault. This is not an Aaron Boone.
It's not all his fault, T. He's part of the problem. He's not the biggest problem, but he's part of the problem.
But what is that? What is the part of the problem that's his issue? Because he's not holding guys accountable? Right? Is it because guys can't stay healthy? I mean, that's not his fault. Guys can't hit all of a sudden, or they change their approach at the plate and the launch angles and all that. I mean, it is kind of on him, but it's not really his fault, especially when you got a team full of veterans that should know how to win and should know how to get out of slumps. So as much as I, in my mind, want to put it on Aaron Boone, like the ire is there, like the underperformance is there, the lack of an answer is there. This is the first time when he actually has gone through this. So shouldn't we give him the benefit of the doubt? That's the challenge with the Aaron Boone. Now, everybody has their opinion about Brian Cashman. That's neither here. We don't have to bring that up. By the way, he's not going anywhere.
Nope,
so
no way.
Don't even come to us with that because it doesn't matter. Don't throw the Cash thing out there. That doesn't matter. It's the Aaron Boone situation that is starting to get interesting because there's a lot of noise outside of managing on a given day that we're talking about Aaron Boone about.
Yep, 877-337-6666. To me, with Boone, I just look at it like this guy is going to fall on the sword. It's not all his fault. It starts at the top with Hal, who's running this like a business, which, by the way, isn't the worst idea if you make money. And as long as there's 40,000 people in the park like there were this weekend, he's going to run it this way. Cashman, we know, has a lifetime contract. It's on Boone. It's on Cash. It's on Hal. It's on the players. Like, at some point, they got to look themselves in the mirror and go, we're the Yankees. There are people in our audience right now that are listening that have never seen the Yankees be this bad. Like, this is unprecedented for some of you. Now, there are other people, they've gone through the lean years. But for some people, Teak, some Yankee fans out there, they have never seen this team be this bad. So at some point, there has to be some accountability. I think this is where Teak Boone is at fault here, is that the message has probably gotten stale. He's got to answer the same question, like you said, every single day. He had a team meeting, Teak, and they got their ass kicked. His words, not mine.
I know. So look, it's funny when you say that. And when you say that Aaron Boone needs to make this team more accountable, and he does, and he's trying, and it's not working.
Right.
And so is that on him, or is that on Aaron Judge, because he's the captain, he's the locker room or the clubhouse leader? Is it on Stanton? Or is it ultimately on guys just to play better, to play more consistent? Because I said it before and I'll say it again. This team is veteran. It's not like this is a team full of 25 and younger prospects who are coming up and just trying to figure themselves out, like the Mets are kind of doing in a way. And by the way, they're 7 games out of the wild card.
Well, the Mets are tanking. They're trying to lose on purpose. The Yankees are trying to win, and the Mets are doing better somehow.
It's bizarre. But I think we're at the point with the Yankees where we're trying to assign blame. And it's too easy, but even though it's probably right, it's too easy to put it on the players. It's too easy to say, well, Giancarlo Stanton isn't hitting with runners in scoring position, and I'm making these up off the top of my head, or the rotation has fallen back from where the expectation was. The bullpen has come down to earth and actually subterranean with their ability to hold leads. It's easy to point to the little things that are happening, and we see them. The harder question, is it their fault or is it someone else's fault? And if that's someone else, it's really only one person, and that's Aaron Boone. And that's why he's starting to get all of the conversation, because we've given up on blaming the players. Because what is that going to do?
Well, listen, Tiki, the fans want blood. They want blood. They want Cashman out. They want Boone out. Cashman's not going anywhere. They want to see some type of change. They know they're stuck with a lot of these veteran players, whether it be DJ, whether it be Rizzo, whether it be Stanton. So you can't, as they say, fire the players. A lot of these guys are not tradable outside of Cole. I mean, not trading Judge. So there's very few pieces they can move here. Cashman, they want gone. He won't be. That's where, to me, Boone is the guy that falls on the sword. But when you're getting fired, you're usually the last to know. So if Boone is gone, why would they be having meetings with him about the future of the franchise? Wouldn't they just be having meetings amongst themselves?
Well, maybe they're being fair to him. You know what I mean? So maybe they're saying to him, do you feel like you can get this thing under control, both for this year and for the future? Maybe they're just being fair. Because I know what you're saying. Like if a guy's going to get fired, especially a head coach or a manager or whoever it is, if that person is going to get fired, they usually always say, "Oh man, I had no idea.
Yep,
it came out of nowhere. I'm shocked. I believed I was getting this right." Maybe the Yankees are doing it a different way. Maybe they're asking him if he has the answer, and if he doesn't, should they go in a different direction? Now, I don't think they should. Again, this is the first time that Aaron Boone has truly underperformed the expectations.
So you think Boone should stay?
I think he should stay. As much as I want to blame him, because there is a lack of accountability. And by the way, we've seen this for the last 2 seasons where guys aren't earning their stripes to be in the starting lineup, yet they were there. Whether it was Gallo, whether it was Hicks, whether it was whoever, you see it every single season. Eventually, you got to make a move. The Yankees never have, and part of that has to be Aaron Boone. So I want to blame him. I want to, but I also know that he needs to be given the benefit of the doubt because of how successful he has been. Not in the postseason. I'm talking about that. This is the first time in the regular season that it has looked anemic, especially at a crunch time when winning and losing matters. This is the first time that we've seen this from Aaron Boone. And so as much as I want to blame him, I also got to say, all right, I'll forgive you for this one. Let's get to next season.
Here's where I would absolutely blame him. Forget about day in, day out, the way he handles the rotation. He can't wait to get to the bullpen. Forget about his failures in the postseason. This team has gone backwards. Like, I thought we were in a situation a few years ago where we were going to see the new core four, new dynasty. Judge, Glaber, Gary Sanchez, Severino. That has not happened.
No.
Most of those guys are gone. Most of them will be gone. Judge will be the last man standing. They have, under Aaron Boone, gone backwards. The wheels have completely fallen off this season. It is embarrassing. They have quit. They don't want to be there. Cole's not going to the team meeting on Friday. We'll get into that in a little bit. Right now, I'm not saying he's lost the locker room, but you have a veteran clubhouse, and Tiki, you're right. They should look at each other and go, Aaron Judge is the leader, say, hey, guys, what are we doing here? Mm-hmm. We're the Yankees. This is embarrassing. But they have gone backwards, and Boone needs to be held accountable. If everything happens the way you're saying it, and they run it back with Boone and Cashman again, Yankee fans will collectively, because even the supporters have jumped ship, they will collectively lose their minds.
Yeah, but what do you do? I know that Evan last week was doing this. It was driving Shaun crazy. What do you do?
Yeah,
all right, you move on you fire Aaron Boone, and then what? Like, who you bringing in that's going to all of a sudden make Giancarlo Stanton be healthy and hustle more, or who you going to bring in that's going to allow Nestor to pitch more than 50 innings that he's going to get this season? Like, how is another manager changing the real issue? And again, this goes back to Cashman. Like, we can't ignore it, but we're not talking about Cashman today because we know it's not going anywhere. But what does Aaron Boone do, or what does the next manager do that Aaron Boone is not? Right? Like, is there just a different mindset? Is there more rah-rah? Is there more yelling?
See,
what can another manager do?
I think most Yankee fans, or a lot of Yankee fans, are clamoring for Don Mattingly. That is not happening. They are going to bring in.
It feels good?
It feels good, and they think it's a rah-rah guy. He's a legend. You're going to get Aaron Boone 2.0. The next manager is going to just be like Aaron Boone. We've heard it, whether he's a puppet or he's a yes man or he's a corporate guy. Brian Cashman, Hal Steinbrenner, they're not bringing in a rah-rah guy like Don Mattingly that may challenge Brian Cashman. You are going to get the same type of guy. My thing is that I think Hal Steinbrenner, as much as people say he doesn't pay attention, he doesn't care, this is so bad, and he knows they want change. You would like to think that he would say, all right, I know we're keeping Cashman, but we'll throw you Boone. We'll give you Boone. We'll give you the blood you're looking for, and we will move on with another manager like Boone.
It's so unfair to Aaron Boone, though. Is it so unfair?
Yeah, but what else could they do other than run it back where the fans will go nuts?
But are they? Think about look at this. And we knew this because we talked about this last week. 44,566 on Friday.
Yep.
42,599. By the way, this is giving up 8 runs, both these games. And then on Sunday, they give up 16 runs to the Red Sox, who were below them at some point, right? 16 runs to the Red Sox. And then on Sunday, 43,946. The fans are still coming. And so I know what you're saying about Hal. But to Hal, the business as it looks, not as on the field product, but as it looks, is still thriving, right?
Yep.
So until people stop going, and they probably never will in the summer because, it's whatever. It's the last
it's a tourist attraction now. It's become a tourist attraction.
I want to take my kid, right? Next week he starts school, or 2 weeks he starts school. This is the game I'm going to go to. So it's an illusion that the fan is still engaged because there's 43,000 people in the sweep. Coming off, by the way, a previous sweep to the Atlanta Falcons, 8 games in a row they've lost, yet there's still 43,000 people at the ballpark.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I say this as a Knicks fan, and this would be my biggest fear if I was a Yankee fan. You do not want to become what the Knicks were for decades, which was a really bad team, bottom 3 in the NBA. But when you walked into Madison Square Garden, you know what you saw? People, lots of them, because it was a tourist attraction. Yankee Stadium is now an all-inclusive resort like it's Cancun. River Avenue is packed with people drinking. Yeah. Half the people in the stadium probably doesn't even know who's playing in the game.
Shout out to our people up at the Hard Rock.
Yep, Hard Rock.
They take care of us, but they're jumping.
Yep.
They're jumping.
That's it. It's fun. Billy Stands, 2 tremendous bars. It's a fun place to go. It's a tourist attraction. We'll see in September now that, school's back, summer's over, team's horrible. But if you have 40,000 people there, and to your point, Boone, this is his first bad year. Overall, Brian Cashman has been a good general manager. Why would Hal not want to change the future plans? We know Cashman's part of it. Is now Aaron Boone also a part of it? But Yankee fans across the tri-state area will lose their minds if something's not done, because this is
You mean
bad.
Nothing changes?
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. You run back basically the same team. Maybe there's a couple of free
Because you're not
agents.
changing much with the players.
Exactly. You're not changing much with the players. Cashman's going to be here. By the way, he's going to be here. Don't even call us about him. And then Aaron Boone is still here as well. Maybe a couple of adjustments to the coaching staff underneath him. Maybe. But by and large, when you look at it from 10,000 feet, it looks exactly like the team that ran out in 2022. And same in 2023. If the same thing is in 2024, Yankee fans are going to speak louder, and it might be with their asses in seats.
I hope.
But
my biggest thing is you
that's
saying
the only thing they can do.
Is what? Not go to the game?
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen for a couple reasons. Number one, you're a fan, you go to the games. Number two, when you are the Yankees, when you are like the Cowboys, when you're the Lakers, there is a section of the fan base that are fraudulent and are there.
Okay,
they don't know any of the players, and they go to the games no matter what.
I remember there was a time, because I was playing during this era, when the Giants, you could not get a seat. Right? I don't care if we stunk. You couldn't get a seat at Giants Stadium for a Giants game. And then they built a new stadium, started. It was fantastic. They win in 2007, in 2011. It feels like the Giants are, despite the $50,000 if you were in the right seat, PSL, whatever it was, they were there. And all of a sudden, there was a decade where they stunk. People stopped going, bro. It was where you want to sit. You could get seats. It was 40,000 people in a 78,000 seat stadium, right? You could get seats, and that happened quickly for the Giants. I know baseball is different than football, but it happened quickly for the Giants. Why do we believe that won't happen if this is sustained mediocrity with the Yankees.
Well, two things. They have built a fantastic brand. The Yankees as a brand, they print money. People want to go. It's a tourist attraction. Number two, the Yankees, here to your point, immediate, this season's a disaster. Going forward in the American League East, everyone else in the division is younger. It's better. They're in the basement this year. This could be the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
And so if that's the case, you believe people are still going to go. They're still going to get 40+ thousand on a Saturday during the summer.
Yeah, I think they've built up enough credibility, and they will never be a 60-win team. This is not going to be Don Mattingly hitting a home run in an empty Yankee Stadium. People will go because they will never be that bad. Like, it's not 60 wins. They will win. Even in the Lyle Overbay, Vernon Wells, Travis Hafner years, they won 80-something games. The Yankees are just programmed to win enough games. It's enough tourist attraction. There are enough fun things to do in the Bronx, River Ave, Yankee Stadium, legend seats, the shrimp, the lobster. There's enough to do.
Think about what you're talking about. Think about what you're saying. Like, we're talking about 60-win team. Hey, they're going to be a 60+ win team this year. Right? People are still going to come because it's fun, because we have a good time in the Bronx. It's amazing. When in actuality, what the fan, like the long-term fan, what we've been clamoring for, they've been clamoring for, is championships. Now we're just talking about being good enough that people want to still come. That's crazy.
Crazy. 877-337-6666. Evan and Tiki, Loogie in for Evan. Let's go out to Frank in Syosset. What's up, Frank?
What's up, Frank?
Yeah, hi, Tommy. I spoke to you yesterday about the Giants. Tiki, Tommy's spot on. This guy, Boone, can't manage a pitching staff. He can't wait to get into the bullpen. Whether a pitcher is at 64 or 74 pitch count, he can't wait to get into the bullpen. And they've taken 5 or 6 big losses, 7, 8, 9-run losses, to the point where he exhausts the bullpen because he doesn't play to win today. He's worried about the week or next week, and to the point where he's got to put kind of Falapa or Donaldson on the mound. I have never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times. You know, it's interesting you bring that up, Frank, because remember last year at the beginning of the season, maybe it was like a month or so in, we heard these stories about the Yankees starting rotation lobbying for longer starts, right? They wanted to get to 6 to 7 innings. They wanted to stretch themselves out, whether it was Nestor or Louis or whoever it was. They were Jameson Tyone. They were looking for longer outings last season, and probably in the face of what Aaron Boone wanted to do. So, I mean, maybe you're right about that. Maybe that is the simplest issue that the starting rotation can't get right, and as a result, as soon as this team gets down 3, 4, 5 runs, it's basically over.
His handling of the rotation, and there is this idea, I don't totally agree with it, but there are plenty of Yankee fans that I've talked to that think Aaron Boone is soft, therefore the team is soft because he's the manager, and they sort of reflect his softness, dare I say, which I don't, look,
it doesn't take Boone, the identity. It's different, man.
Yeah, and he's getting tossed a lot. He doesn't come off to me as soft. No. I think he has issues as a manager. I don't think it's all his fault, but I don't think of Aaron Boone. I don't think soft, and that's why the team is soft.
No, I don't think soft. I mean, if your head coach in football is soft, then then that's a different issue. But I don't think in baseball, which is such an individualized sport.
It's a team sport, but it's individual.
Yeah, it's so it's one-on-one basically, right? In a moment, it's one-on-one, pitcher, batter, right? It's ball. I got to make a play on the ball. So it's a little bit different. The manager needs to be competent, obviously, but I don't think whether he's hard, soft, mean, aggressive, I don't know if that makes that much of a difference unless we're talking to motivation and getting guys up for each and every night, which it seems like the Yankees truly haven't had in a while.
Yep. The question is Aaron Boone part of the Yankees' future plans? Louis is in the Bronx. What's up, Louis?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Louis?
Listen, they aren't going anywhere. Cashman and Boone, they're going to stay. They're going to chalk this up to injuries. Our stud that we just got, $190 million man, was out. Judge was out. Everybody was out. It's all going to be blamed on injuries, and this wasn't the team. But everybody who thought that this team, look back since last year All-Star break. You're talking about 180 games. Look at the Yankees' record since last year at the All-Star break to now. First of all, whoever thought the Yankees were going to make a run because of the name on the front of their jersey, look at the guys that are wearing this jersey. They shouldn't even be wearing a Yankee. Bauer, McKenney. And even when most of the Yankee fans, They don't even follow the National League. I got so many Yankee fan friends, they don't even know a thing about the National League. So when they got Bader in that trade, all right, and he
well,
he
look
was out,
at it
he was-
first, Louis, but now it's bad. Bader's been awful.
Right,
And I
listen,
like the trade
listen.
at first, even though Monty pitched well. I thought
Look,
Bader would be good, but he's been bad.
Logie, when you follow at boat leagues, okay, and he was in a walking boot when they first got him.
Yeah, he gets
all
hurt a
so
lot.
He was
Yep.
out for a while.
Then he
and
was
then
hurt
he
when
took
he's-
the playoffs by storm. He hit a couple of homers. You think the Yankee fans, they got Mickey Mantle resurrected from the dead. And what they got. You think the Cardinal organization, a great organization, was going to allow you to fleece him out of a great center fielder? The guy is who he is. He's a 240, 260
No, yeah,
hitter.
I hear you, Louis. And Bader is not the biggest problem. There's other guys, Stanton, LeMahieu, Glaber. It's collective. That's my thing. It's not just one person's fault for this failure.
Yeah.
It's everybody, top to bottom, starting with Howe all the way down to the last guy on the roster. It's everybody's fault. How do they fix it? Are they of this mindset that, like our last caller just brought up, injuries, Judge was out, Rodon's been injured, it's the only bad year of Aaron Boone's career as far as regular season. Do we run it back because we still believe in the process, we believe in this team? And it certainly seems that way because when you're having meetings with the current manager about the future, I believe he's going to be a part of that future because otherwise you wouldn't have him in there.
No, I agree with you. But if Aaron Boone is in these meetings with Howe and Cash, Aaron Boone can't be the passive employee. He just can't. Because Aaron Boone is the one that's seeing this every night, that's in the dugout with them every night, in the clubhouse with them every day. Aaron Boone better get assertive about what this team actually needs. Now, I'm not saying what we as fans and media are screaming at him is all right, but it's not all wrong. That's for sure. So if Aaron Boone is actually talking to Hal and Cash about the future with him included, he better start saying, look, I need this. I need X, Y, Z. And if you don't do this, then we're going nowhere. We're going to have the same broken record over and over and over again because there's not a lot of movement that can happen. Judge ain't going nowhere. Stanton's not going nowhere.
Yep. DJ's
not
Rizzo,
going nowhere. Rizzo's not going anywhere. Rodon's not going nowhere. Cole, we love and he's not going, even though he had a bad outing over the weekend, but still, he's not going nowhere. Like, it's not a lot of movement that can happen right now.
Yeah, this is the team. That's why, to me, this Yankee team, this season that we're seeing right now, this could be what it is year after year after year, and you wonder, where is the tipping point? It doesn't sound like this is the tipping point because we know Cashman's going to be back, and it seems like, at least to me, that Aaron Boone will be back as well. Now, we have to address something. Evan is not here today. I got his permission to announce he does have hand, foot, and mouth disease. I'm not sure if I can say this on the radio, also known as Coxsackie. And
That's with an X,
yes,
by the way.
That's
with an X.
I don't have kids, but
Yeah.
I know if you are a parent, this is something you fear, right?
You fear hand, foot, mouth. You fear pink eye. You fear lice.
Is chickenpox still around?
No, I think the vaccine came. When we were young.
That was a big one.
When I was young, probably still when you were young, because you're a decade behind me.
Yep.
Decade plus. The vaccine came and cured us of chickenpox. So maybe we're scarred from chickenpox. The current youth or current parent is not scarred by chickenpox, but lice you are terrified of.
Wow.
Terrified
Lice.
of. Hand, foot, and mouth, croup, like all these issues that come up with your kids that you then get. Pink eye.
Right.
These things terrify you. We're terrified to have Evan in studio right now.
Now,
Terrified.
hand, foot, and mouth disease, the only other time I've really ever heard of it was with Noah Syndergaard. He got it. It sounds like something that I would be fearful of getting, like a weekend in Vegas, sharing drinks with a lot of girls, doing what else, sharing whatever else. Like, I'm thinking, how the hell am I not getting Coxsackie being out in Vegas for 5 days? Other than that, like even people around here, BT, before he left, he goes, what is it exactly? No one seems to know what it is. We just all know it's horrible. Evan said he's in hell.
Yeah,
That's a direct quote. I am in hell right now.
He said it was worse. It was worse than COVID? That's what Evan said to us. It's worse than COVID. I am weak.
I know that. Now, we just heard from Evan there. I'm being told we actually have Evan on the line right
nice,
now.
nice.
Now, Evan, how are you feeling with the hand, foot, and mouth disease? All right. Evan, do you think Aaron Boone will be okay?
Evan, we're talking about Aaron Boone. What do you think? Oh, okay.
Evan, do you think the Mets are going to go on a run here? No? All right. What about Aaron Rodgers starting this weekend? Anything? Yes. All right. Cut him off. Yes.
Yeah, we did drop him.
We love
he
you,
can't
Ev.
communicate with us right now.
Marash is also out this week. More on that later. We will have Cinco de Fivo coming up. The debut of Cinco de Fivo. Loogie will be doing it myself as I talk in the third person.
Wow.
At 5
You're
o'clock.
that guy.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. We got plenty to get into, including the Jets are reportedly going to play Aaron Rodgers in the preseason. I know you and I disagree on that. Daniel Jones made his preseason debut on Friday.
money.
We will get into that. The hype train for the Giants, especially around here, is growing and growing. We were ahead of the curve on that. We will get into that. Plenty more of your phone calls at 877-337-6666 on the Yankees. It is Evan and Tiki, Tommy Lugauer here for Evan, coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody.